Hey, welcome back to our first trillionaire polling info news whatever website that we are building in Drupal 10. So I'm sure you're following along and know where we're at. So jump on in to our Droops. Oops, I clicked it. This was the Droop site we're working with. Looks like I accidentally clicked on a search or something at some point, but that is the home page. Let's actually get rid of the search blocks because we're not going to be using them off the hop. So we're going to want to go to structure. If you recall the block layout page. Now it is not a custom block. We didn't create it. It came with the system. And I have no clue which region it is in. We don't get that info there either. I guess we just have to do a search with that or the eyeballs. Primary menu search form. We don't want it. So let's have a look at what we can do. We can change the region it's in, which we don't want to do. So let's see what the options are here. Remove. Okay, I don't want to listen to GNR. Hold on. Better. All right. Are you sure you want to remove the block search form narrow from the primary region? I'm pretty sure. Remove. Let's go back to the home page, and there were two instances of it. One is gone. I have no clue what the other, if the other one was an actual text box like this too, because you can't see anything with our bare bones Drupaliness theme generated from fluffiness. Okay, back to block layout. Let's get rid of that last search. I'm going to click it again and remove. All I did was a Control F and type search, or SEAR. It can be seen down here. I'll try to stop using shortcuts. Okay. Let's go back to the home page. Okay, there's no more searches. There's only our hello world, which I think we hard coded. It was a couple days ago now. Maybe a few minutes ago for you. What do we do next? I promised we were going to do something, add a content type, I believe it was. Now, before we do that, let's have a peek at Drupal content type docs. Content types. Instead of me jumping on from a rambling explanation, we'll start here. As you can see in the URL, these docs are for Drupal 7, but content types have been a core part of Drupal for a very long time. I can't attest to anything past version or before version 4.7, but they were there then and they're here now. So Drupal tells us a single website could contain many types of content, such as informational pages, news items, polls, blog posts, real estate listings, etc. I think that's self-explanatory. A content type like a blog post usually contains content fields like a title, a body, maybe a byline, a date, typically an image. And real estate listings would be similar. However, they would, of course, have info about the real estate itself, such as square footage, price, etc. So as you can see, you can start building a picture in your mind of a content type. If you look at any web page, you can map it in your head. I like going to canadaland.com to just shout out, I guess. I like listening to their podcast. Okay, so in a view video, I did touch upon this already, but I'm going to skip that and click into the first article. Okay, as I was saying, looking at this news item or article, it has a title, it has a subtitle, a date and some sort of link to a tag maybe, or these are the tags. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but whatever. It's just another field in another content type. And if we go back to the home page and have a look around, we can probably find a different type of content type. The shop, never been here. Duly noted. Okay, so one of these products would be a content type, and it has different properties than a blog post. There's a price, still has a title, or rather maybe it's a name. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you when you're building the site. There's a description, other functionality. You get the point, I hope. That's content types basically in a nutshell. We'll look at them much closer right now and build a content type for our trillionaire candidates. Let's go ahead and from structure, content types, add content type, and we will give it a name. Let's see, the human readable name of this content type. So this is what you're going to see in the structure menu, which I will get ready to have a ta-da moment for you. We will go to content types, and that's that list there. We will create the candidate, the candidate content type. This content type will or holds bio data on the what's the term I'm looking for? Potential trillionaire. That's how you spell it. I don't really care. All right, going forward, we have, I'm just gonna minimize that and maximize the entire screen so it's not such a hard time to see. I have these little dealies I tried trying, but I'm not ready to do that yet. All right, looking at the submission form settings in this bottom tab widget, we have a title field label. So when you're filling out the form, I'm just going to go ahead and also open this and add the content and make it small again. Sorry about that, but I wanted to show you side by side what these are doing. So we'll go to an article. And this title field is corresponding to what it's asking me to type here. We'll just go ahead and call it maybe we'll have fields for first name and last name independently later. So for now, we will we'll call it just candidate, so we can throw anything we want in there with nicknames or whatever. And it looks wrong, but we'll leave it. All right, preview before submitting. This is simply when you save the form, the content or node or your whatever it is. In our case, the candidate. It's just a simple preview of the page, so you can have a peek before publishing. So we'll go ahead and just leave it as optional, but you can disable it to just, you know, take one step out of your whole flow, or make it required as a quality check. Now, publishing options. Default options, of course, this means what you select here will determine what is selected here by default. So these are the publishing options, which are called promotion options over here. I guess, oh, that's because it's the front page. It's custom, I guess, that's why. Let's have a look at the basic page to see if there's a difference. No, it's called promotion options, and it's because it has only to do with promoting to the front page and sticking a node on top of a list, like a view list. That's probably not, it could probably be better uh, matched up, or whatever you call it, because looking through it now, I've never really explained it so, but they don't match one to one. So I see why it's confusing. I'm getting confused myself. Let's continue. The default options actually are, so do you want to publish right off the bat, or do you want this to be saved in a draft state, or a maybe not a new revision, because a new revision is a second version, third version, end version of your node. So you can actually roll back and forth on a node if it maybe has some incorrect information, it has to be rolled back to the previous version. Display settings, display author date information. All that's going to do is show the username of whoever creates the content, and obviously the date that they did the operation on. We don't want that, so we're just going to get rid of it, or uncheck it. We're also going to uncheck the create new revision to back up to this one. Promoted the front page, we like that. We're going to want every candidate displayed on the home page, at least for now. And I guess I did uncheck the published. Menu settings, when you create a new node or page, I don't want to say page, we'll just continue saying node, because a node can be just an item in a list. It doesn't necessarily have to be a page, it could be anything. So we will leave main navigation unchecked. I didn't even explain why, but it's not very often you create a page or a piece of content, which ends up in the main navigation. So by, just logically, we'll leave it unchecked. Now this is for another option down the road when you're creating that content. It just determines the list of menus available to select to create a menu item. I know we're getting bogged down, so I'm just going to go ahead and save and manage fields and move on, and we can address anything unclear later, or we will point at it and say, like, hey, that's what I was talking about. This song sucks. Oh no, it sucks. I'm tired of it. All right. Now these are the fields, like I was speaking about when I was explaining content types, the dates, price, what have you, all the attributes of your content. By default, it gives you a body field. Usually, for the very bare bones, it's just a title and a body. We don't even need a body necessarily. We can rename it to something else, but we're just going to start from scratch, so we'll get rid of it. And we're going to need, what did I say? First name, last name. We will, no real reason to collect them separately now that I think about it. So we're just going to stick in as name. And we're going to look through the field list for a text field. And it's way at the bottom. Few options, many options. Formatted will obviously let you insert some HTML, and long is a very long version of that, and long with summary, I hope is self-explanatory, but the summary will just cut down the original formatted long text. We're just going to go with plain, not long, and it's going to be called name. Save and continue. Maximum length 255. If you've been working in databases, you'll understand why, or even just if you want to get down to the bits. But let's just continue with allowed number of values. So if we Select this. I mean, make it go up or down. Not necessarily down, sorry, but up. Then, as it suggests, it will give you 6 text fields to fill out. You can select unlimited, and as you're filling out the form, continue to add field. But we only need one because they only have one name that we're aware of. Probably have like a million corporation names. Label, name. So when we're filling out the candidate page form, it will say name. There's help text for the person. This is the candidate's name. So that help text will appear under the name text field. We will make it required because we need their names to be displayed somewhere. There's no default value. There's no default names. Okay, we have a name, and we're going to add an image field and call it a day. So in this add a new field list, rather than using the image field here that is part of the defaults, you can go ahead and use it if you want, but I just want to walk you through creating your own. Reference, sorry, that was under reference. So select the field type. Down at the bottom, nearish, image, label, we'll just call it image. And it's going to end up complaining because there already is a field image, but let's check it out. So now let's just call it underscore candidate. And then, sorry, this is the machine readable name. So when Drupal is assembling all the parts from the database and the theme and your custom modules and whatnot, it will refer to this field as field underscore image underscore candidate. So it's very important on the back end, not so much the front end. But is supplying. All right, there's no default image, although there can be. We can make like a $sign image. We'll use this maybe. Nah. Sorry, I stock. Whole bunch of $signs. Oh, these are all. It's hard to find a free image now. Seems fruitless. What am I clicking on? We're gonna go ahead and grab this what's the word, watermarked $sign. There it is. Open image, a new tab. Just want to be absolutely certain we're getting this image and I'm not clicking into more links. Links and links and links. Okay. Back to our image content type, or field, I mean. I'm gonna hit browse on the default image, go into downloads, sort by modified. Really that time? It is. Alternative text, money, symbol, title, billionaire, allowed number of values, we'll leave that. Now let's go ahead and make it unlimited. We may want to randomly show different images of these trillionaire candidates. So we'll save field settings as is. And now for some more of the configuration. Image is a little different than a text field because of the, the different types of images, you have to think about where this image is going to be stored. By default, it'll be on the file system, but you can also configure something like fly system S3 and dump it into a bucket. Maybe we'll cover that in another episode. Required field. Yeah, we want images. No, that's why we provided the default. I thought we provided the default. Was there an error? Although I'm looking at allowed file lists right now, I'm gonna add WebP at the end because it always trips me up. I do not know what happened to the default. I thought it would show up here. I'm gonna try to add it again. It uploaded the first time. That's why it has an _0 now. I have no idea what happened to it. I'm gonna leave those fields alone now. Yeah, who knows what happened. Enable alt field required. That's a good option for, you got to think about screen readers and people with visual disabilities. Enable title field, sure, why not? We're not going to make the title required, and we're going to save. Now I'm going to go edit. Oh, first of all, label image, and as you can see, our machine name is field image candidate, field type image, and we can look at the storage settings, which is the file system and whatnot. But I want to have a look at the edit again to see. There's our, yeah, okay, the default image is there. Money symbol, trillionaire, and save. Now let's look at the storage settings. There's two defaults. I'm confused myself. I should remember this, but it's been a while. Because this one does not have the _0. I'll try to make it a appendum or whatever you call it to this video later. Okay. We have an image field. This upload unlimited images, trillionaire candidates. And it's not required. We already discussed that. Just to pause on the maximum image resolution option, and maybe even back up to the file directory. So these are tokens which will be replaced by date in a custom format of month. I'm guessing these will be they will be associated with PHP date function. Put it over here so you can have a look as well. So if we look at the date options, date with an L prints something like Monday. And then if we have a look at this line and compare it to here, which I said was lowercase m, we'll find it somewhere. That's going to be a tough one to find. Presumably there is a nice list somewhere. So lowercase m will be a date that is padded rather than this 3 down here, which is a lowercase n. Same value, but one is padded with a 0 if it's under 10. All right, so the capital Y is year. So this will be something like 2023-03. on the file system. It's going to create a directory like that in the default Drupal file save path. Yeah, so you can create a different directory on the file system for each file field to keep things organized. Much easier when you get into migrations and whatnot. Okay, maximum image resolution. You can set, as you can see, the width and the height. If you don't want to allow people to upload insanely big images, like 3028 pixels wide, and you want to keep it down to like 1024, then this is where you do it. Same goes for the minimum allowed size, so people can't upload really crappy images. Now the maximum upload size, enter a value like 512 bytes, 80 KB kilobytes, or 50 space MB megabytes in order to restrict the allowed file size. If left empty, the file sizes could be limited only by PHP's maximum post and file upload sizes. So my current development limit is 100 megabytes, which is obviously way too much for an image. However, that's fine for our purposes now. But that's something you would look into in production, of course. Reduce E40. Hard to talk over him. Charlie Huss. Okay. Title field required. All this is good, and we're just going to save. And let's have a look at the that was comment types. Content types. There it is, candidate. This content type holds bio data on the potential trillionaire. And we can manage the fields. We can manage how the fields are displayed on the front end. We can manage how the form you fill out is ordered. Manage the permissions. We can delete it. We're not going to touch all that at the moment. We'll go ahead and create a trillionaire candidate. So back, not back to site, but content. Add content. Candidate. All right, we'll go with Musk, Elon Musk. That's the, we were going to say nickname. Musky. Elon Musk will be the name. This is the candidate name. Image. We'll leave the default so we can see if it works. And we will have a look preview. So there is a preview of our Elon Musk page. These are view modes, which we'll look over later, but as you can see, it has a couple options. The teaser being showing less fields, but we only have 2, so we don't really need a teaser at the moment. Obviously, if we have a full bio page, that would be this, and then we would use a teaser for the block on the homepage. But for now, we're going to leave it at that and continue on in the next video creating the views block to start our component, the image slider. All right, thanks for watching.